Today we will discuss about the role of sialic acid in the immune evasion in the tumor cells. So what happens in the tumor cells? There are many hypersialylated glycans are expressed or produced within the tumor cells because of the change in the metabolic pathways or due to some unknown reasons. So what happens because of this hypersilation? There is this hypersilation or the increase in the number of sialic acid will leads to this immune evasion in the tumor cells. One of the way that it will provide immune evasion is by shielding the tumor cells so that it the shielding the tumor cells from the immune system or uh, immune cells of the host, so that the immune cells such as T cells will not be able to detect this antigen on the tumor cells, which helps the T cells or immune cells to trigger immune response against the this tumor cells or cancerous cells. So some of the ways are presented here is that this when the natural killer cells try to activate this uh, try to activate this signal try to activate the that signal within the tumor cells. The inhibitory siglec that is usually been connected to this silated structure that are expressed on the cell membrane of the tumor cells. So this inhibitory siglec will inhibit the activating signals from this NK receptor, and its control is shown in this side, on the right hand side, where this anti-siglec antibody this anti-siglec antibody will be used to so that this siglec will not be able to interact with this uh, silated glycan that are expressed on the cell surface of the tumors. So when so because of no interaction of this siglec and the uh, this sialic carbohydrate structure, the inhibitory siglec is not activated, and these natural killer cells will be able to perform its function, that is activated. The natural killer cells will be able to activate the response in the tumor cells. And the same case has been shown here for macrophages. So this inhibitory signal has a inhibitory siglec has another function, that is it will activate this tumor associated macrophage phenotype, so which is necessary so that the amino acid or the energy required for the tumor cells in order for the uncontrolled growth rate and survival will be maintained by one of the ways by which this energy requirement will be maintained is by this function of this macrophage or TAM, that is tumor associated macrophage phenotype. So and when there is a T cells, what happens in this case is that these T cells will activate. T cells react with the antigen of this unique antigen on the tumor cells, and can activate the and can activate the immune signals to generate antibodies against those antigen. However, when there is inhibitory siglec is present, it will inhibit those kind of T cell complex activation. So these are all the results of hypersilations that are expressed on the tumor cells. And it has also been speculated, or it has also been published in the literature, that the sialic acid also plays an important role in the metastasis of the tumor. So and this paper has also discussed what are the signaling pathway that changes that leads to this that leads to the metastasis of the tumor. So this is another figure that represents the sialic acid role in preventing the apoptosis in the tumor cells. So what happens if the oversilations are produced? Suppose that this oversialic acids carbohydrate structures are produced on this TNF R1 receptors and FASR receptors. So what happens in this case is that the whenever this immune cells try to interact with this kind of receptors, that is FASR or TNF, they will not be able to interact with this FASLR and TNF reporters efficiently, because of the presence of this oversilation carbohydrate structures or sialic carbohydrate structures. And this will prevent the internalization, or in other terms this will prevent the downstream signaling within the cells to trigger the cell death. So this is another way by which this sialic acid will act as a immune evasion and prevents the tumor cells from being attacked by the immune system of the host. And same thing is applicable for this galactine. So when this over silated integrin or the silated integrin is formed because of the oversilations in these tumor cells, the galactines will not be able to interact with this silated integrin, and thus will not be able to trigger apoptotic signaling within the cells because of the inefficient interaction, or this interaction is prevented by the silation of this integrin. So these are some of the ways by which sialic acid will act as immune evasion, and thereby helps the tumor cells to grow, and simultaneously it also promote this tumor associated macrophages phenotype, and that helps in that is one of the way by which tumor cells are able to make up their energy requirement. So these are some of the roles by which sialic acid will oversilation of the tumor cells will work towards metastasis, or in other term the uncontrolled growth rate, and at the same time maintaining the survival of this maintaining the survival of the tumors. If you need to understand more about this sialic acid role in the tumor cells, you can go through the reference that has been provided in the description. That's all for this video. Thank you for your time.